Today, I want to talk all about our summer homeschool plans. That's right, I'm one of those moms who makes her kids do school during the summer. All right, so in case you are new around here, my name is Sarah. I am the homeschool mom of 5 kids. They are currently ages 13, 12, 8, 3, and 18 months. That's right, sweet Mariah, my middle child, just had her birthday and turned 8 years old. Where does the time go? All right, so our summer school honestly looks different every single year. It depends a lot on what season of life we're in and what we have going on, what circumstances we are facing. But every year around the end of May, I try to sit down and be a little bit intentional, a little bit purposeful, and come up with a few areas that I want us to focus on for the summer. You can call them goals or intentions, whatever you want to do. But I just have some areas I want to focus on for the next term of school. All right, so my first goal for the kids for the summer is going to be getting back to basics. Reading, writing, and arithmetic, math. So first of all, I'm going to ask my kids to do a lot of reading this summer. This is, I think, something that's very common in homeschool or just about any family during the summertime, doing a lot of summer reading, joining your library's summer reading program or reading club, something like that. So I'm going to ask my middle schoolers in particular, first of all, to continue reading through the Narnia series. This was a goal they had to finish this year, was to read through all the books from C.S. Lewis's Narnia series. And so they'll read 1 or 2 chapters out of these every single day. Next up, I'm also going to ask them to do some free reading, just maybe at night before they're falling asleep or in the afternoons when it's too hot to play outside. So Noah, my 13-year-old, he is currently working through the Wing Feather Saga, and that is what he wants to continue reading through this summer for fun. And then my daughter Leah, who is 12, has really been enjoying the Babysitter's Club. I think she read through almost one of these entire books the other day in one sitting. She is just really loving these books. So Babysitter's Club for Leah. Now for Mariah, my fresh 8-year-old who just is completing 1st grade this year, she is going to be doing some free reading on her own in these I Can Read It All by Myself beginner books. Some of these are from Dr. Seuss, some of them are from other authors, but I have a whole stack of these that I've collected over the years from yard sales and secondhand stores and things like that. So for example, 10 Apples Up on Top, Green Eggs and Ham, I Am Not Going to Get Up Today. Books like this that are really on her reading level at the moment that will be fun and quick and easy reads for her to do on her own throughout the summertime. So that will cover reading for them. Each day I'm also asking the kids to do just a little bit of writing, 15-20 minutes worth. And so for Noah and Leah, my middle schoolers, they will most likely be using Spelling You See to do their writing every day. Noah is currently finishing up level E and Leah is working her way through level F. And so if they sit down and do one lesson, do the copy work and the chunking and the dictation and things like that, it takes them about 20 minutes. And so that will be their writing portion of their school day. Now, Noah has also been working through this Evan Moore Building Spelling Skills book. He is just about finished with this. This is level 5. This was something he's really enjoyed doing. It's a little bit more of a traditional spelling book. And so this will be another option that he can use to do a little bit of writing every day if he would rather do that than his Spelling You See book. Now for Mariah, my 1st grader who is still working through phonics and learning how to read and write, I have a few options for her. First of all, her and I could sit down and work through a lesson in Happy Cheetah. She is currently working her way through the number 2 book and loving it. This is a full language arts curriculum that includes reading, writing, spelling, all the things that you would need for language arts. So she could use this each day, just do one lesson in here, and that would check off her writing and her reading box, honestly. Some other fun options that I just have for her if she wants to change things up a little bit this summer is Explode the Code. I have, oh gosh, almost every workbook in this series, but she can use these Explode the Code books if she just wants to do something a little different for some different writing practice. And then I also picked this up at Aldi a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if they would still have it in stock or not, but there are other programs like this, Brain Quest, things like that. But I just found this Good Grades First Grade Review workbook. It goes through all of the subjects. It's meant for ages 6 or 7, just as a review workbook for first grade. So again, she could sit down for maybe 20 or 30 minutes and work in this workbook, and this would count as her writing for the day. Now, reading, writing, arithmetic, the last portion of school that I really want them to focus on, math. And as you guys know, we love Math-U-See. All of my kids are using Math-U-See. So every day I will have them get out their Math-U-See and just do one lesson, one worksheet out of their books. All right, so goal number 2 for our summer homeschooling is going to be spending some shoulder-to-shoulder time every day with Mariah, my first grader. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever made this mistake in your homeschool. I definitely have with my older kids. For some reason, during those early elementary school years, if you take more than just a few weeks off from school, they tend to forget things. All of those phonics and math skills that you spent all spring teaching them somehow just fly out of their brain through the summer months, and then you end up having to spend most of the fall playing catch up and reteaching all of the things that you taught in the spring. And so I'm not going to make that mistake again. I want to be really intentional and really purposeful this summer about spending some shoulder-to-shoulder time with her every single day. Now, this can look a lot of different ways. Maybe sometimes it's going to be me just sitting and reading aloud to her from some of her favorite picture books. Maybe it will be her reading aloud to me from some of her readers. And I've mentioned here on my channel several times that Mariah is definitely a hands-on learner. And so I find myself having to think outside the box a little bit when I am teaching her. So I'm hoping to use some of this shoulder-to-shoulder time this summer to maybe do some flashcards, some manipulatives, board games, hands-on activities, just some fun things that maybe we don't always have time to do during our normal school days through the fall, winter, and spring. But take some time to just sit and do those hands-on activities that she loves so, so much. Goal number 3 for our homeschool this summer is going to be embracing electives. Summer is the perfect season for electives. Swimming at the pool, extra piano practice, playing outside, helping out around the house, gardening, cooking, all of those things that we love and oftentimes don't have enough time to do during our normal school year. I'm also hoping to use some of our time this summer to bust out some of those things that we didn't get to during our normal school year. Some of those activities and arts and crafts and board games that maybe I had wanted to pair with one of our gather round units that we never had time for. These kind of activities are what I am envisioning on those days when it is just too hot, too humid, too sunny to play outside and my kids just want to come into the air conditioning. Let them pick out a board game or a craft project that they're interested in and let them just go nuts with it. Now, I'm also planning on making Charlotte Mason proud this year and asking my kids or forcing my kids to go outside for hours, yes, hours, plural, every single day. I want them to be outside. I want them to have the grass in between their toes. I want them to spend time at the swimming pool. I just want them to be outside a lot this summer. And so we are really going to embrace those electives in our homeschool over the next couple of months. All right, so what are we not doing this summer in our homeschool? Well, a lot. We are not doing morning time. We are not doing formal read alouds. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm not going to formally read aloud to my kids. Normally during the school year, I have a list of books that I'm wanting to read a certain amount of chapters from every day out loud to my kids, a certain list of picture books that I'm trying to read to Mariah or to my toddlers. I'm not doing that this summer. Instead, I'm going to heavily rely on audiobooks. Yes, that is allowed. It still counts as reading aloud. I want reading aloud time to be a little bit less mom intensive. Honestly, I need a little bit of a break this summer, but I also want it to be a little bit less formal, a little bit more organic. I want to spend time going to the library and letting them pick out titles and books that they're interested in. Something else that we are not doing in our homeschool this summer, unit studies. And this one is hard for me. I'm actually struggling with a lot of mama guilt about this. I had purchased the Gather Around Homeschool's botany unit, and I had intended to do it this summer with the kids. At this point in the year, my garden that we have out in the backyard, my little hobby garden, it is booming. It is full of tomatoes and cucumbers and flowers and all kinds of things that would be wonderful to pair alongside of a botany unit. I actually purchased the unit. I even started planning it and buying activities and books to go along with it. And then I had a conversation with my husband. He really encouraged me to just take a step back, to slow down this summer and to give myself a break. It is okay to scale back your homeschool in the summer. You can still call yourself a year-round homeschooler even if your school looks a little bit different during a summer break. It is okay to shelf a curriculum for a while. It is okay to say no. Even if you are saying no to something that's really good, even if that something is really great, like a unit from Gather Round, it's all right to scale back and to take a break and to just take a minute to breathe in your homeschool. While I'm on the subject of scaling down, can I let you in on a little bit of a secret? I do not have our curriculum picked out for the fall yet. I know that actually might surprise you because most mamas that I see here on YouTube right now are putting up all kinds of videos about their curriculum and their books and their supplies that they are planning for the fall. And I'm just not there yet. I honestly, in most school years, I am not ready to pick out our curriculum by the end of May, early June. I definitely need that breathing room during the summer months when we are not doing such a strenuous amount of curriculum to be able to make a good and clear decision. Oftentimes, if I try to plan out and choose what curriculum that we're going to use in the fall, if I try to make that choice during the spring, I end up making decisions out of fear because I'm scared of all the things that we haven't checked off of our to-do list, all of the things that I haven't gotten to this school year, all these items that I'm wanting to cram in before the end of the year. I start to feel really stressed and overwhelmed, and so then I tend to over-purchase, overbuy, and put way too many things on our plate for the fall. And so I have found that making curriculum choices during the summer is a much better plan, at least for me and my homeschool mama heart. So if you're there, if you're feeling the same way, I just want to encourage you not to feel pressured that you have to make a decision yet. There's still plenty of time. Okay, so what is a day in the life of our homeschool going to look like this summer? Well, if everything goes according to plan, our early mornings are going to be full of swim. My big kids will be heading to the pool for swim practice, and my little kids will be heading to the pool for their swim lessons. As they are waiting on their siblings to finish up, this is going to be a great time for them to work on that independent work, to work on reading a book next to the pool, to work on maybe their spelling UC workbook while they're waiting for their sibling to finish up. After swim each day, that is when I am planning on sitting down with Mariah for just, a half hour or so and doing that one-on-one, shoulder-to-shoulder school time. And then we will do lunch, which again, I'm hoping to pair with some audiobooks. And then in the afternoons, while my two toddlers are napping, or maybe mama will catch a nap in the afternoons, I'm going to encourage the kids to pursue those electives, to do those handicrafts, and to head outside to play. All right, so that is our homeschool plan. That is what we are going to be doing for the next couple of months here in our house. What are you up to? What are you doing this summer? Are you doing homeschool in your house this summer? Do you consider yourself to be a year-round homeschooler? Leave me a comment down below and tell me all about it. Now, as I was planning this video, I found myself thinking through a lot of the advantages of year-round homeschooling. And so that's what I've decided to make next week's video all about. It's going to be all about, my opinions, my thoughts about why it is so great to do year-round homeschool. So if you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss that. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up, like it, comment. Doing all of these things really helps our channel to grow here on YouTube. All right, guys, well, I hope that your summer is off to a great start. See you later.